Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I am so freaking excited to be back with this game and to be done with the comedy route. I was so into this game, and then the comedy route happened and I just lost all motivation to play this game, but we are done. We are done with it, and apparently there is only one other route that is as obnoxious. Okay, so I genuinely do not remember what was happening. I don't remember what happened before. Basically, if we go all the way back to the beginning just to kind of like piece this together. So we have kill Ato, and then this was when we got the message on the bulletin board. Not ignoring it led to the murder mystery route and the killing game route. And this is, we left the school for a few days. Okay, so we left the school for a few days. And then, if I remember correctly, I thought it was the sponsor guy came and attacked us. And so we dodged. And he like fell into the fire or something. So I think this is like attacking back. Yeah, kick the attacker. So that is what happened. So we, just to kind of sum things up, we killed Ato. We decided to leave school for a little bit when the warning message came up. And now we are getting attacked by like a psycho killer. And we are going to kick him this time and hopefully not end up in a terrible route that sucks the life out of us. Alright, kick the attacker. I'm pretty sure this is the same sponsor uniform. Like I said, it's been a long time, so I cannot remember. I think it's the sponsor uniform. Or the sponsor guy. Keeping the attacker in sight, I adjusted my balance. There we go, yeah. I let my momentum carry me forward and kicked his leg as hard as I could. He was attacking Hiroko, I believe. Ugh. How'd you like that? The figure in the suit lurched and fell, the power saw clattering to the ground. I didn't waste any time. I grabbed the weapon, brandished it in front of me. Are you gonna kill me? Oh! I raised the deadly spinning blades and brought them down on my attacker. Only for them to dodge out of the way at the last second. Oh my god, I thought you were gonna go full murder mode. They were sprinting away in the opposite direction now. I tightened my grip on the power saw and ran after them. I couldn't afford to let them escape. If I took my eyes off them for even a second, they'd melt into the darkness and I'd be at their mercy again. The power saw was weighing me down though. I'd never catch up like this. There was only one thing to do. Whoever this person was, I had to stop them. I tossed the power saw into a nearby bush and broke into a sprint. My chest was tight from how hard I was pushing myself. My legs were tired. They were practically numb. But I didn't stop. I couldn't give up now. I cleared my mind and ran. Little by little, I was catching up to my quarry. A few feet more, and I'd be right on top of them. Then I saw them. They were running towards the Academy's main entrance with a sense of definite purpose. I put on one last desperate burst of speed, but it wasn't enough. They got ahead of me and made it through the doorway. In the darkness, I hadn't noticed where they were going until it was too late. Now, thanks to my carelessness, the school's safety had been compromised. Uh-oh. I have to hurry. I ran into the school following the strange figure's footsteps. I hadn't given up on catching them yet. The person in the black suit continued to run around the school. They moved confidently, almost like they already knew their way around. Just where are you going anyway? Look, I'm so confused because, okay, hopefully things will come back from the other routes now that we took a little break. I was still having trouble closing the distance between us. Then they turned a corner and I lost sight of them. Where did they go? No one answered my question. The only sound in the lonely hallway was my own voice echoing. They can't have gone far. I need to keep this up or else they'll escape completely. I checked every hallway, every classroom, every locker I could find, but the mystery assailant wasn't in any of them. They'd probably used the cover of darkness to slip out of the school unnoticed. That, or they were still lying in wait somewhere. I continued my systematic search until I arrived at the boys' bathroom on the second floor. The window was wide open and there was muddy footprints all around it. They must have escaped through here. It's the only thing that makes sense. Who in the world was that?
Huh?
More importantly, is Hiroko okay? What about the others? Right, it was attacking Hiroko. I remember that. I turned to leave and go check. But all of a sudden, I felt like the inside of my head was getting turned inside out, and then... Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. If Side was not pulling our leg in the freaking comedy route, then he has the ability to change our personality, which also makes sense with how Ava was acting. So he put whatever, maybe they have like a something in our brains or something where they're able to like control us. But that I think is what's happening right here. And that's what happening when we lost all of our memories in the murder mystery route, when we were like singing, and the killing route when we would like act as normal and Tsubasa was like, huh? You don't remember this? I blacked out abruptly and completely, as if a plug had been pulled somewhere in my mind. And the fact that he constantly uses the terminology like plug, I felt like my batteries were drained. Man, it's so early. My consciousness slowly but surely drifted back from the dark depths it had fallen into. I opened my eyes and found myself looking up at a familiar ceiling. It's my room. I remember now. Last night, Hiroko was attacked by someone in a weird suit in the biolab. I chased after the attacker, but I lost them, and then I blacked out. Wait a minute. If I passed out, how did I get back here? I don't remember a thing. Did someone carry me here? And come to think of it... Hiroko, is she okay? Did anyone else get attacked? I reflexively sprang out of bed, but then... Ow! The moment I tried to move, a sharp pain shot through my entire body. I guess I did push myself pretty hard last night. I even jumped out of a second-floor window. I don't think I broke any bones, but it still hurts. Man, it feels good to be back in serious mode. Looking into the mirror, I was covered in cuts and bruises. It was no wonder moving around hurt so much. Even so, I couldn't just stay put and recuperate. There were too many questions that needed answering. I fought through the pain and made my way to the cafeteria. Oh, so good to be back in story mode. Arriving in the cafeteria, I did a quick head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 13. And me makes 14. We're all here. You and Hiroko, the one I'd been most worried about, looked fine. Seeing them all there eating breakfast like nothing was wrong, I heaved a sigh of relief. Thank goodness everyone's okay. Morning, Takumi. What's the matter? You look a lot of breath. Wait. Don't you guys know what happened last night? Didn't Hiroko tell you? Huh? Something happened last night? Do they really not know? could they not have noticed all the running around and glass breaking?
Oh.
Moko, can you get everyone together for me when breakfast is over? You seem really serious about this. All right, leave it to me. In the meantime, you should eat too. And try to relax a little, okay, hon? Sure, thank you. I left the rest to Moko and tried not to panic as I wolfed down some food. A little later, everyone gathered around a table at Moko's prompting. Is this going to take long? I think I'm headed for a sugar crash.
No.
That's what you get for putting a ton of chocolate and ice cream on top of your donburi. You wanted to talk to us about something, Sakumi? Yeah, it's about last night. I got right into it and began explaining what happened. But something wasn't right.
Oh, no.
Hey, where's Hideko? Wasn't she here a moment ago? Huh? Oh yeah, she said she wasn't feeling well, so she went back to her room. Huh? Being around a disgusting tardigrade like me has probably made her queasy. That could be a problem. Without her, I can't... What? Can't get off? Did you get bored of harassing Nozomi and found another girl to set your grubby little hands on? How many innocent maidens will you corrupt before you're satisfied? How indecent, and yet how intriguing. I demand you tell me more.
No.
What are you guys talking about? Anyway, that's not the point. I'd prefer to have Hideko around so she could back up my story, but I can't exactly go and drag her back here. There's nothing I can do about it. I'll just have to do the best I can on my own. Alright, it's a long story, but here goes. I recounted the events of the previous night, so far as my memory of them would allow. Naturally, I started with the strange figure who attacked Hideko with a power saw. From there, I talked about how we both jumped out of the biolab window, me chasing the attacker after they lost their weapon, only for me to lose sight of them. The others listened in open-mouthed amazement. They probably didn't know whether to believe me or write the whole thing off as a fever dream.
Oh.
That just about covers it. Are you serious? All that really happened last night. Hold on, I need a minute to take all of this in. My brain kind of short-circuited after you brought in the maniac with a power saw.
Oh, no.
I don't get what's going on either. That's why I wanted Hideko here so she could fill us in. Damn, how the hell did none of us realize all of this was going down? The biolab walls have surprisingly good soundproofing. For some reason, you did a good job making it through this ordeal alive, Mr. Sumino. Yeah, you're a total champ, Takumi. It's kind of scary, though. Just imagine what might have happened to Hideko if you hadn't been there. Even if this maniac had made mincemeat out of her, we could have just fed it into the revival mat to bring her back. Don't talk about her like she's a sausage filling. Besides, there's a limit to what the machine can do. But what were you doing in the biolab at Takumi? How can you not remember? Wait, we don't remember? That's interesting. I can only assume you are drugged or sleepwalking. If you're not making all this up, that is. What, you think I'm the one who attacked Hideko? I'm just speaking hypothetically. It could be. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Honestly, I don't see how attacking all teammates would benefit you, so I'm not entertaining the idea too seriously. We won't be able to say anything for sure until we get Hideko's side of the story. Maybe it was some kind of shape-shifting enemy. I mean, there's no one else in this school apart from us. Nah, the alarm would have gone off if that was it. And the invaders always show up in huge swarms, not one at a time. Then does that mean the attacker was one of us? No, that can't be. But we've already been getting threats. What if even more freaky stuff starts happening after this? Just like that, the whole room seemed to frost over. Everybody looked uneasy. Hold on a minute. I didn't mean to make it sound like that. But now the possibility's out there. You can't deny it. Not unless we all have solid alibis, or if we catch the real maniac. So there really is a traitor among us? There is always one truth. Which means, who was it exactly? This isn't good. At this rate, everyone's going to start getting paranoid. What can I say to calm them down? But before I could think of anything... She's so excited. Terumi? Tsurumi, who'd been silent throughout the whole conversation, suddenly began to tremble all over. There's a murderer in our midst, a notorious serial killer. This is the kind of twist I've been waiting for. It was like a dam had suddenly burst. Tsurumi's deranged laughter filled the room. A serial killer hiding in a group of students? Only someone with a severely unsound mind would come up with something like that. Threatening messages? Serial killers, power saw maniacs? I can't take this. This is so cool. Let's go crazy and start killing each other.
Huh?
Maybe we should let Miss Amamiya handle the killer. You know, fight fire with fire. Or in this case, maniac with maniac. If we need a sacrifice, I'll volunteer. But I may be so useless even the killer won't waste time on me. So we're just assuming all this stuff about a killer is true now. I can't keep up. Guys, please, let's not get paranoid. But from now on, if you have to walk around alone at night, be careful. Might be a good idea to keep our infusers with us too. Then we'll be ready to fight back if the killer tries anything. I'm gonna see what I can do about fixing the biolab window. It'll be a good chance to investigate the scene too. Thanks. Sorry for the trouble. I'll go see how Hiroko's doing. I'll let you guys know if I find out anything new. Everyone nodded in agreement and the meeting broke up. First of all, I need to talk to Hiroko. She said she's not feeling well, but hopefully it's nothing serious. Just as I was about to leave the cafeteria... Tsurumi, you're still here? Seems like that diary was the real deal after all, huh? Oh, right, the diary. Don't worry, Takumi. I won't say a thing. It's a little secret. Diary, something is coming back to me. Laughing creepily to herself, Tsurumi skipped out of the cafeteria. I hadn't mentioned that old diary to anyone either. It wasn't exactly a credible source, and I didn't want to risk making everyone even more paranoid. Anyway, I really need to go talk to Hiroko. Right, there was like a creepy diary with like words and somebody standing with blood over them, yeah. I pulled myself together and made my way to the dorm rooms on the roof. Oh, good, huh? I rang Hiroko's doorbell, but there was no reply. It didn't sound like anyone was moving around inside either. I was reaching toward the bell to ring again, but thought better of it. She's probably sleeping. I'd feel bad for disturbing her. After the events of last night, I was still pretty worried. But I decided to leave Hiroko be for now. I'll ask her later. I've still got plenty to do in the meantime. Reluctantly, I turned away and left to attend to other matters. I already knew where my next stop was going to be. This is where I chased the killer around last night. At the time, it had been too dark for me to make out very much, but I had a general idea of where to go. It should be right around here. I began to rummage around in the grass and shrubs, searching for something I'd left behind last night. It took me a while, but I eventually found it. Here it is! This was what I was looking for, the power saw I'd taken from the killer and thrown into the bushes during our chase. I can't just leave this lying around here. I'd better put it somewhere safe. Hefting up the power saw, I carried it back to the school. I really want Takumi to be the killer. Like, I want the psycho twist. Give me the twist. Okay, it should be good here for now. The metal shop seemed like as good a hiding place as any. It was already full of guns and landmines and other lethal-looking objects. I set the power saw down in the corner of the room and stared at it for a moment. Up close, these blades look even bigger and more deadly. I'm glad I didn't get hit. Whoever that had been brandishing this at me and Hiroko, they were definitely out to kill us. But why? What motive could they have possibly had? I should probably go over the whole incident again. Please. I'll tell the others I've stashed the power saw here and next time we're all together. Closing the metal shop door behind me, I left and went back to my room. Please go over everything because it's been a while for me. Back in my room, I collapsed onto my bed, exhausted. Looking at the clock, I realized half the day was gone already. I knew I ought to be using this downtime wisely to prepare for our next battle, but I just couldn't motivate myself to do anything of that today. Good, I've had enough free time for a lifetime. I still have 3 major mysteries to solve. The first was what had happened last night. What was I doing in the biolab with no memory of how I got there? Why was Hiroko being attacked? The second was the person in the strange black suit. I had no idea who they were, what they were doing here, or why. And the third? My gaze slowly traveled to my desk. I hadn't looked at that strange diary again since putting it away. It couldn't be. Could it? I got up from my bed, opened the desk drawer, and took out the old notebook. Yeah, I remember this. This thing still creeps me out. What kind of deranged person had written these illegible words and scribbled this picture of the killer? Looking at it gave me a weird, sickly feeling inside, like I was being drawn into the madness on the page. That was the signal that the killing was about to begin. And now we're all going to... Technically she's saying kill, but okay. Danumi's crazed words welled up in the back of my mind. Are the threatening messages in this diary really connected somehow? I wanted to dismiss it all as a meaningless series of pranks, but I still had doubts I couldn't quite dismiss. Those seeds of suspicion were starting to grow, threatening to choke me from the inside.
Sewing.
I woke up to the usual morning announcement and slowly got out of bed. I didn't get a chance to talk to Hiroko yesterday. I'll have to track her down today at some point. But first, I should go to the cafeteria. I need to tell the others about the power saw. When I arrived, everyone was already there. Everyone except Hiroko. I waited and waited, but she didn't show. In the end, I told the rest of the team that I'd stashed the power saw in the metal shop for now, and left. Whew, I feel a little calmer in here. I needed a change of scenery and found myself visiting the leisure lounge. There's no one here. That's too bad. I was in the mood to talk to someone. I wasn't really sure what to do, so I sat on a chair by the side of the pool and gazed at the water for a while. Suddenly, I got an unpleasant, twisty feeling in my stomach. Why am I so hungry? I just ate a few minutes ago. What's going on with my stomach? My appetite seems to come and go a lot lately. I reached out for a bottle of water in hopes of quelling my hunger pangs. As I did... Hiroko! A surprised, troubled expression crossed her face. She must not have expected to find me here. I thought I'd finally get to talk to her, but as soon as she saw me, she turned around and began walking away. Hey, wait! I ran after Hiroko and grabbed her, wrapping a hand around one of her long, slender arms. Let me go. Sorry, but I can't right now. I need to talk to you, Hiroko. I have nothing to say to you. Hiroko looked away, refusing to meet my eye. She was acting so strange, and I had no idea why. Are you feeling better? I heard you were sick yesterday. Anyway, I want to talk about a few nights ago, when you were attacked in the biolab. You remember that person with the power saw, right? Where did they come from? What happened that night? Can you let go of me now? You're going to leave a mark. Huh? Oh, sorry. I realized I'd been holding on to her really hard and let go. But I couldn't let her leave just yet. I shifted around and blocked her path to the door. I've already told you I have nothing to say to you. Stop wasting my time and move aside. Why are you acting like this? Is there some reason you can't tell me? Please, just leave me alone. Huh? Hiroko, what are you? Before I could say anything else, Hiroko shoved me aside, knocking me off balance. Ow! I fell on my butt with a painful thud. That girl really didn't want to talk to me. I got to my feet to go after her, but she was already gone. Hiroko, why? I had no idea what was going on with her. Why wouldn't she tell me what happened? Why was she avoiding me all of a sudden? I didn't know, but one thing was clear. Hiroko was hiding something. I can't just give up. I need to find out the truth. I wouldn't get anything out of Hiroko the way she was now, but there was plenty of other stuff I could investigate. I decided to clear my mind by looking around somewhere else. Damn it, I thought we were free of free time. Alright, hopefully this isn't as torturous as the comedy routes free time. I didn't get to talk to Hiroko today either. There's still so much I don't know about that girl. I never really got to know her the first time around. Hopefully this time she'll open up to me and we'll all make it through this alive. No, not just hopefully. I'll definitely make that happen. You're gonna end up dead. Or maybe this is a Hiroko romance route. Wouldn't mind that.
より充実した時
The obnoxious morning announcement played just like it always did. Knowing that the person who recorded these announcements was gone now made it feel a little uncanny, though. What's the idea of making the 19th a milestone date anyway? All that good round number stuff made no sense. Wait, didn't I say that last time too? Shaking off the haze that lingered around my thoughts, I got out of bed. Speaking of the library, I've got some business there today. But first I'd better have breakfast. Time to go to the cafeteria. I stepped into the cafeteria and grabbed some food. For a second, my eyes met Hiroko's from across the room. Uh-oh! What is going on? There was a moment of silence, and then she turned away. She refused to even look in my direction after that. Jeez. Guess she's still avoiding me. Sighing inwardly, I turned my attention back to my food. When I was done, I made my way to the library. I think Darumi found it somewhere around here? I stood in front of the library stacks, thinking back to the day Darumi and I found the strange diary. I still don't completely buy that it has anything to do with what's going on here, but it was worth taking another look at what was here. There might be some kind of clue. And right now, I needed all the information I could get. I ran a finger along the spines of the books, then began pulling them out one by one. My movements got faster, more frantic. I kept going until I'd emptied the entire shelf. How long did I spend doing that? I completely lost track of time in my desperate search, but eventually I found something that made me stop and take notice. What's this? I lifted up a beaten old volume with a hardcover. Voldemort's Diary. It had caught my attention for a simple reason. There wasn't any writing on it. The front cover, back cover, and spine were all completely blank. I looked in the back to see if there was any publication info there, but the last few pages had rotted and crumbled away. Must be really old. I gently opened it to the title page to be greeted by the only text I'd seen so far. The history of the school? The letters were faded and old-fashioned, but I could still read them okay. Come to think of it, aside from the basics, I actually knew remarkably little about this academy. And with both Sere and Nicole gone, there wasn't anybody I could ask about it. It's not something I've thought about very much, but this isn't exactly a run-of-the-mill school. I turned the pages, getting a whiff of the musty paper smell that only really old books develop. There was no publication date anywhere, so I had no way of knowing how old it was exactly. I flipped through the pages at random until... Huh? I caught a glimpse of some troubling text. Did I see that right? I went back to the page in question, and sure enough, there it was. Notes on the serial murder incidents? My heart skipped a beat. A trail of cold sweat ran down my back as I began to read the passage. It detailed a series of ghastly murders that took place at the academy sometime in the past. They started suddenly one day without any warning. A mysterious figure appeared in the school and started picking off students one after another. Clad in a strange black suit, the killer used bladed weapons like saws and hatchets to massacre their victims. Some students rallied together to try and fight back, but they were all mercilessly cut down. The next day, the academy was sealed off from the outside world. The students prepared to mourn the friends they had lost. But then the killer came back. Once again, they mowed down student after student, bathing the school in blood. Cries of pain, fear, and hatred echoed throughout the grounds as the students' short lives came to an abrupt and violent end. And then, just like before, the killer disappeared without a trace. No one knew how they got in to begin with, although some thought they may have passed themselves off as one of the surviving students. No one ever got a definitive answer, and the nightmare still wasn't over. Again and again, the killer would appear seemingly out of nowhere, slaughter a handful of students, then disappear again. Naturally, there were attempts to fight back, but none of them achieved anything. It was as if they were dealing with an unkillable demon. Yes, every horror killer ever. Even now, the killer still stalks these halls, awaiting the time for another massacre. An unkillable demon? This has got to be made up, right? It just doesn't sound realistic. Although I guess it's not the craziest thing in the world.
Hanya?
You were basically immortal too, it's not that weird. I found myself thinking back to the strange diary again. Could it have been written by one of those students who survived these attacks? The information in the old book and the diary matched up a little too well for it to be coincidence. Whoops. Could they have been the one who wrote the threatening message that started all this? Oh wait, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Let's see if there's anything else. I took a deep breath and went back to reading the school history. For the next few hours, I immersed myself in urban legends and reports of other strange incidents that had supposedly occurred in years long past. Alright, I think that should do it. I closed the cover with a sigh, having skimmed through most of what the book had to offer. It covered a wide variety of topics, but it all sounded like things made up for fun rather than describing events that actually happened. The stuff about the serial killer is the only part that feels like it might be important. I don't know if it has anything to do with the power saw maniac I saw, but it's worth thinking about. I'll take this book with me for now. If Tadumi finds it, it'll only fuel her morbid fantasies. It was already dark out. I'd spent the better part of the day reading. I tucked the book under my shirt, left the library, and headed back to my room.
So in
Whew, another day's flown by. There wasn't an enemy attack today, but there's bound to be another one soon. I need to be ready. I should focus on training tomorrow. No, training. I'd like to look into the murders that book talked about too. And I still haven't got a straight answer out of Hideko. Ugh, there's so much to deal with, I don't even know where to start. I think I'll just sleep on it. Maybe things will be more clear in the morning. I let out a long, hard yawn and switched off the lights. So ended my 19th day at Last Defense Academy.
Soin! Morning
Again? I actually got a decent night's sleep for once. Now, what should I do today? Actually, I'd better get some breakfast before I make any decisions. No preparing. No!
じゃあ、おやす
Oh, oyasumi. Another day's done. Today went by in a flash. I better hit the sack before I start feeling hungry again. I wasn't all that tired, but I got into bed anyway and forced myself to go to sleep. Meow.
Soin!
I got to the cafeteria and glanced around. Sure enough, Hideko wasn't there. What's her problem? At this rate, I'll never get to talk to her about that night. No, I can't give up. I'll ask her again today. I have to try. Morning, Takumi! I was just taking my tray to the table when Moko called out to me, chipper as ever. I turned around and saw that Nozomi was with her. Hey, you two. You're up and at it early today, huh? Good morning, Takumi. Want to eat with us? Sure, thanks. I took a seat opposite the girls. Moko stared at me intently, like she had something to say but didn't know how to bring it up. Is there something on my face? No, of course not. I was just checking out your breakfast, that's all. You got a real good balance of macronutrients there. You can have some of my protein powder if you want a little extra, though. I'm good, thanks. How about drinks? You want to chug some raw eggs, maybe? No, that's fine. I'm fine. Aw, party pooper. Well, it's your loss. Something's up with Moko. What does she really want to talk to me about? Maybe she's waiting for me to make the first move? But I'll look like a total creep if I'm wrong. Come on, Moko. Let's just come right out and ask him. Yeah? I was getting to it. Stuff like this calls for a delicate approach. Well, we know Hideko's maidenly virtue could be at stake here. Huh? What about Hideko? Oops, there I go again. Somebody call a plumber, we've got a leak! I'm sorry, Takumi. I really hope you don't take this the wrong way. But Moko and I have been talking, and we both think you and Hideko have been acting a little strange lately. Right, I should have known this was coming. We didn't want to pry, but it's been going on for a while, so... Sorry, hun. We just didn't know how to bring it up. Don't apologize, it's my fault for making you worry. Your concern was understandable. Things had been awkward between me and Hideko ever since that incident. But what was I supposed to say? I had no idea why she was avoiding me. Well, some stuff happened, but I'm not really sure how to explain. I struggled to find the right words, but Nozomi didn't press me.
言いたくなかったらいいんだけど、もし何か力になれることがあったら話してね。
Huh? Right. Thanks. My breath caught in my throat. For just a moment, it felt like I was talking to Karuha again. I'll see what I can do to soften up Hideko too.
Yeah?
I know she's the type who likes to be on her own, but she's still a poor, vulnerable maiden at heart. Even rabbits can die of loneliness. You boys have to show some sensitivity. What does that have to do with it? I get the feeling this conversation is drifting away from its original topic. I don't have the energy to get it back on course, though. I'll just smile and nod until it's over. After finishing breakfast, I said goodbye to Moko and Nozomi and went back to my room. Alright, what should I do today? The idea of this mystery killer still worries me, but the whole thing's kind of sketchy. The invaders are a much more definite threat. I need to be ready. Blah. Free time. Blah. Today was pretty uneventful. Yeah, it was. That's not to say I don't have any problems. Hideko, the killer, the invaders, there's still a lot I need to deal with. Out of all of them, Hideko's probably the most urgent. If I don't patch things up with her soon, everyone else is going to worry. Alright, tomorrow for sure I'll... Never mind! The enemy's attacking now? Now she'll have to talk to you. Oh no, I better get going. I was out of bed before the first echoes of the alarm had faded. We can do this. I won't let anybody die this time. Taking the briefest of moments to psych myself up, I rushed out of the door and made my way to the war room. A night attack? Seriously? Don't these ever sleep? There's a lot more of them than last time, too. They're really going all out. Tsubasa, you think maybe that bomb of yours can take them out? Sorry, it's taking a while to put it all together. There's no way it'll be ready for this battle. For real? We gotta fight all these enemies by ourselves? Don't worry. I'll fight too. Huh? Really, Kako? Where's this coming from? She made a point of staying out of battles until now, not to mention how overprotective Ima is. I can't just stand on the sidelines and let you all protect me. I've been training hard so I can handle myself out there. Please let me join you. I'd be happy to have you with us, but are you sure about this? There's nothing I can do when she gets like this. I tried to persuade her to reconsider, but it didn't work. She even threatened to sever our sibling bond. The idea was so distressing I passed out on the spot. The point is I'm fighting, and there's nothing you can do about it. Don't interfere, brother dearest. I've been training too, by the way. If push comes to shove, I'll jump in and protect my dear sister. I'll fight too. I'm sorry about before. You too, Shoma? Remember, we go back. You don't gotta worry about this guy. I've trained him up so he won't embarrass himself. That's right. I've gone from being mold on a bathroom floor to mold on a toilet seat. It's a huge upgrade. Nice to see you guys finally showing some backbone. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's unproductive parasites. Well, they did take care of the school back when the threatening message forced us to leave. But what's with this intruder on the loose? It might actually be more dangerous for them to hang back while the rest of us go and fight. That's a good point. You coming too, Dorumi? I don't know. I'd love to show up as a mutilated corpse waiting for you when you get back. That's such a classic killing game opening. And I guess it could be fun to go wild and massacre a bunch of enemies too. Alright, I'm in. That's the spirit. Now that's decided, we shouldn't waste any more time. We'll be mobilizing all team members for this battle. Team leader, give the order. Right. It's been so long since Hiroko spoke to me, she caught me off guard. This is no time to get flustered, though. I need to focus on the battle. Can I skip? Skip! Although I don't remember the last night battle we had. But basically, if it's a battle we have done before, we can skip it. So if it's not a battle we've done, then we can't skip it. So I'm gonna skip every battle that we've done before. Because otherwise this game would be freaking 500 hours. This is all the same. The earlier days, especially like these combats and whatever, they're all like pretty much the same. Like sometimes there's little bits of dialogue difference in between like the, you know, the waves or whatever, but otherwise it's mostly the same.
前の時は俺たちの捕虜になったやつだ。それは私がいなかった時の話でしょ。今回はそんな甘い情けはかけないわよ。でも話すのは後だ。今はあいつと決着をつけるのが先だ。行きます。
all of these show up when I'm gonna skip it anyway. Skip! Skip!
もう虫の息じゃねえか。これなら簡単にとどめさせんだろう。
We look down at the defeated commander.
お願いです。殺さないでください。
今なんて？
私は。
This is like exactly the same. Sorry, I'm just gonna skip a little bit. Like even the cutscenes are the same. Blah 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 blah. Let's just skip a little bit until we find something that's different.
これが
年齢も拙者らと大差ないでござるな。
そういえば住野くんが言ってたね。彼らにとって素顔を晒す行為は幸福と同意義なんだっけ？
ああ、相手に対して最大限の敬意を示す意味があるらしい。
神の教えだっけ？絶対に背くことは許されないんだよね。
住野が嘘ぶっこいてなきゃだけどな。
Takamaru, fudge off.
嘘つき探しゲーム？誰から連れす？
命乞いなんて関係ないわ。さっさと殺しましょう。
Why are you so bloodthirsty?
しかし、それではあまりにも無慈悲ではござらぬか？
深夜に集団で殺しに来るこいつらもかなり無慈悲だけどね。
今くんが司令と合体しちゃうのはこの子が原因なんだっけ？個人的にはその展開も面白そうだけど、今くんはどうしたい？
そうっす
I
ね。
really liked Ima's today.
どうしようか悩むっすね。
I loved his voice there. It was funny.
悩むんだ。未来でお兄ちゃんたちを苦しめた元凶なのに、どうせ今回だって裏切るよ。味方を傷つけるかもしれない敵を助ける意味なんてない。
過去の言う通りね。だいたい素顔を隠してるやつにろくなのはいないわよ。
大鈴木先輩が言うと
So
説
remember,
得力半端ないっすね。
Takumi only knows about the main timeline. We as players know about all the other information, like Ava having a daughter, etc. But Takumi does not know that.
殺しちゃうくらい
He only knows what he
な
learned in his
ら実
original
験体として引
timeline.
き取りたいな。新構成の中身じっくり見てみたいんだよね。
Oh my god, everybody sounds so evil.
待ってください。何の話をしているかわからないですけど、私は神様の教えに背いたりしません。本当にあなたたちに降伏
And
します。
technically, it was Eito that did that anyway.
だから殺さないでくだ
Well,
さい。
Eito let her out, right? The commander's pleas were getting more and more desperate.
住野さん、お願いです。助けてあげられませんか？こんな風に言ってる人を殺せるわけないじゃないですか。住野先輩。
Are we actually going to decide?
お兄ちゃん、住野先輩、
Oh,
どいて。
Kako.
そいつ殺せない。悩んでるなら自分にやらせて、さっさと殺してパワーアップしたいから。お願いします。殺さないでください。
住野さん、待ってください。何も殺さ
I
な
mean,
くても
technically, she has a pill that she also told us she would eat, or she would do to blow us up.
住野くん、どうするの？
Anger, sadness, pity, desperation, fear. Everywhere I looked, somebody looked back at me with a different expression. They're all waiting for me to make the call. It wasn't an easy decision, but I knew what I had to do.
こいつは殺さな
See,
い。
I don't get to choose.
捕虜として生かしておく。
あんたバカなの？
じゃあなんで青月は始末したんだよ。てめえのやってること矛盾してねえかこら。
青月は仕方なかった。でも俺だって無駄に殺したいわけじゃない。前回の失敗を踏まえて管理は厳重に行う。一旦それで納得してくれないか。
でもまた別の手で裏切ってくるかもしれないのに。
リーダーが決めたことよ。私も従うわ。それに新婚生と言葉が通じる今なら彼女とまともに話もできる。きっと
She's very
敵の情報を聞き出せて
agreeable.
今後の戦闘にも有効活用できる。
ああ、静原の言った通りだ。決して同情だけじゃない。信じてくれ。
なるほど。それなら納得でござるな。過去殿。
そういう理由なら、うん。
I hadn't expected Hiroko to be so supportive, but thanks to her, the mood was starting to change. Everyone was still clearly conflicted, but they were starting to come around to the idea I'd proposed.
私も捕虜に賛成する。あたいも前の失敗を教訓にすれば今度こそ
And
絶対に
technically,
うま
Ito
くい
was
く
also
わよ。
behind that, if I remember correctly.
分かったわよ。あんたたちがどうしてもって言うならそれでいいわよ。
僕も賛成です。
Yeah, of course you do.
僕がちゃんと見ますから。
あ、彼女に拷問する必要があるときは私に任せてもらえないかな。新校生はどんな悲鳴を上げるのか想像しただけでゾクゾクしちゃうよね。
おらろ、面影殿の面影殿が暴れ
Little
ん坊の将軍に。
Yugamu.
誰かこいつも一緒に檻にぶち込んでくれ。
とにかく捕虜で決まったわね。あとはあなたが管理してちょうだい、リーダー。
とりあえず彼女は中庭の檻に閉じ込めておこう。鍵は前よりも厳重にしておく。
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。私がどうしても死ぬわけにいかなかったんです。どうしても帰りたいんです。
We summoned the drones to take the prisoner away and locked her up in the courtyard. We were all exhausted from our late night battle. We staggered back to our rooms afterwards for some well-earned rest. Whee! We're amazing. Amazing. Oh, I can finally get some sleep. Mostly my thoughts centered on the prisoner, Ava she'd call herself. We were finally going to get a chance to sit down and talk to her commander. She managed to get away last time, but I won't make the same mistake again. I'll talk to her tomorrow and see what she can tell us. For the first time in a while, it felt like we might actually progress. The relief that thought gave me was enough to carry me into a peaceful slumber. Is somebody gonna die tonight? Somebody die tonight. Please. Take that. Hmm? What? I gradually drifted back to consciousness, my head still fuzzy. I stretched out under the covers and thought back on the events of last night. Wonder what time it is. I looked at my clock and found it was already past noon. I'd slept like the dead. I might have overdone it. My head was killing me. Going to get some breakfast would be such a drag. I had no appetite at all. Maybe I was too tired to be hungry. But I can't just not eat anything. I picked up some rations I happened to have lying around and eventually had to shower and got dressed. Then I remembered Ava, the commander we'd taken prisoner. I decided to go check on her before I did anything else. Huh? That's... As I made my way to the courtyard, I spotted Shoma coming the other way. He was carrying a cafeteria tray.
Huh?
Oh, Takumi, good morning, or afternoon. Hi, Shoma. I guess it is more like afternoon now. Did you get up at a normal time today? I sure did. I needed to bring Ava her breakfast. I did promise I'd take care of her after all. It's only natural that I should include feeding her.
Oh.
How was she? Did she say anything to you? She ate a little, but didn't speak. I think she's in a state of extreme stress. She was trembling all over, although that might just be because she was so disgusted by my unclean body odor. She's asleep now. That's the first time she slept since we put her in her cage. Okay, sounds like it'll be a while before we can get anything out of her.
Huh?
I'm sure if we keep talking to her, she'll open up to us eventually. She has such a beautiful, gentle look in her eyes. I don't think she's a bad person, really. Shoma developed a strong attachment to the prisoner last time, too. Things are different now, so I want to believe it won't lead to the same disaster as it did back then. I do want to see what Ava can tell us, but there's no point rushing things if she's not ready to talk yet. I decided to let Shoma handle her for now and went to spend my time somewhere else. Okay, actually, we're gonna stop it here. I think this is a decent stopping point. So, yay to us for getting back on track. So, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, my lovely bunnies, and I'll see you next time. Jenny!